In the Great Lakes, water levels rise and fall naturally. Lake levels can vary daily, monthly, and seasonally. We also see overall lake level highs and lows when we consider many years at a time. A main reason that lake levels change is the balance between rain and snowfall absorbed by the Great Lakes and water evaporation back into the atmosphere. Lake level changes increase the need for shoreline management as landowners seek to protect public and private property from erosion. But before you can take steps to protect the shoreline, you may need to apply for a permit. In what situations do you need a permit? You will need a permit for any sand placement or construction activity along the Lake Michigan shoreline that falls at or below the ordinary high water mark or the toe of the bluff, whichever is further landward. Permitting agencies define the ordinary high water mark as an elevation of 581.5 feet in the 1985 International Great Lakes Datum. What types of activities are we referring to? Common projects that require a permit are adding additional sand to your shoreline, a process called nourishment that counters erosion, installing a revetment or offshore breakwater, a hardened structure that is parallel to the shoreline, and installing a groin or pier, a hardened structure that is perpendicular to the shoreline. We strongly recommend that you talk with permitting agencies about your project prior to application submission if you have any questions about the application process. Which brings up an important point. Who do you submit your application to? In Illinois, obtaining the necessary permits involves 3 different government agencies: U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Illinois Department of Natural Resources, Office of Water Resources, and Illinois Environmental Protection Agency, Bureau of Water. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers regulates construction activities in U.S. waters, including wetlands. Illinois Department of Natural Resources, Office of Water Resources, regulates construction in the floodways of state rivers, lakes, and streams, on the shores of Lake Michigan, and in all public water bodies. Illinois Environmental Protection Agency ensures protection of water quality and existing water body uses. An application for a shoreline project is considered joint because all 3 agencies use the same application form, but each agency must follow its own rules and regulations. The application must be submitted separately to each agency. Speak with each agency to determine whether to mail a hard copy or to submit your application electronically. Please also keep a copy of your application for your own records. Most lakefront projects require a letter of permission and/or an individual permit from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. A U.S. Army Corps of Engineers individual permit requires an associated 401 water quality certification from the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency. Most lakefront projects also require an individual permit from the Illinois Department of Natural Resources, which has an associated Section 39 water quality determination from the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and Illinois Department of Natural Resources will notify you of what type of permit your project will require soon after application submission. Depending on the type of project, you may be able to receive a U.S. Army Corps of Engineers regional permit or an Illinois Department of Natural Resources general permit. Regional or general permits are granted for projects that have minimal environmental impacts, such as small revetment projects of 300 feet or less. Many of these permits have an associated water quality determination or do not require a public notice period, which can shorten the review time. At the end of the application review process, you will receive separate authorizations from U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and Illinois Department of Natural Resources. You should also expect that each permit will be accompanied by some form of water quality determination from the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency. This determination, along with its conditions and requirements, is considered part of its respective permit. You cannot begin your project without permission from both U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and Illinois Department of Natural Resources. We hope that this video helped clarify Illinois shoreline permit requirements.